Welcome to SWP, the Swedish Wrestling Podcast. Yes, hello and welcome to the Swedish Wrestling Podcast, or in short, SWP. This is the first episode of this podcast in English. I used to do this before, and I had the podcast with a friend named Robert, and we did episodes about Raw, SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, Rampage, sometimes New Japan, NXT when NXT was good, but unfortunately I got tired of doing these episodes, mostly because the product WWE became worse and worse. Of course, the AEW started, and I love the AEW, and I have to say I love WWE or as well, but not the product they give to the viewers as of now. I can't imagine sitting down and watching an episode of Raw or SmackDown at this moment. Unfortunately, because I grew up with the WWF and later on WWE. As a Swedish fan of wrestling, when I grew up, it was kind of hard to get a hold of wrestling to watch. I remember my first VHS I bought. It was SummerSlam '92. And this was a couple of years after the SummerSlam was aired live. So and to watch wrestling, we couldn't watch it on TV until I don't remember, like the mid '90s or something. I had a neighbor who had a satellite dish, and it was one Swedish channel there who aired first WWE, then WCW, and we gave him a VHS tape so he could record the programs for me and my brother, and then we watched it. But at this time we had, like most people, had two channels in Sweden: satellite dish and cable TV. In the cities, not so much where I lived. So watching wrestling was hard. But when I bought this VHS tape of SummerSlam '92 and watched it, it was I was hooked instantly. And I've been a fan since. So, yeah. But about SWP then, this is the first episode, as I said, in English, and I did it before in Swedish. And Sweden is a small country, and not a lot of people watch wrestling. Those who watch, they are genuine fans and love it like I do. They can watch how much wrestling as they possibly can. So, but I was thinking it would be fun to do this in English, and I will, for starters, talk about AEW, because that's the product I'm watching right now. I'm watching Dynamite, I'm watching Rampage, and the pay-per-views. Depending how this podcast goes, maybe I will make episodes about other brands like Impact, New Japan, WWE, maybe. I'm not sure. I have to say that I love the WWF and the WWE because that's where I found wrestling. I have my right arm tattooed with the old WWF logo from the 80s, and I have Stone Cold, and I have the Hardy Boys, Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Lita. Yeah. So of course I love the WWF and WWE, but not as the product is now. And so at this moment it will be AEW I will be talking about. You can support this channel, and then you go to patreon.com SWP support. And depending how many patrons I get, I will make more episodes. But for now, it's Dynamite, Rampage, and the AEW pay-per-views. So let's get into this week's AEW Dynamite. I think it was a good episode. Not so much wrestling-wise. It was good matches, but I would say the show was more about the promos and taking the angles forward and building up to Revolution. I had high expectations for some of the matches, but the match was okay, but it was really more about the build for some wrestlers to like the Pac and Penta and Kings of the Black Throne match, for example. I have really high expectations for that match, but it was good. They did some crazy move there with Brody King and Pac and Panta, and the match was good, but it was more about the arrival of Buddy Matthews. And a lot of the matches was like that. It was more about the build or the arrival of someone. So, yeah, but now I'm getting ahead of myself, and we're going to start from the top. And the first match was the Battle Royal to determine one of the participants for the Tag Team Champion match at Revolution against Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Was a battle royal with 10 teams. I'm not going to name all the teams here, but what I love about AEW is the tag team division, and I personally love the tag team wrestling. I think the dynamic in a tag team match is very fun, and with AEW and the high flyers team like the Young Bucks and Pentagon and Ray Phoenix, but on the other hand we have the more old school tag team FTR, and the matches they make together, they are great. So there can be so many kinds of styles and types of tag team wrestling matches. Yeah, I really enjoy that. And this match, it was a okay match. It didn't happen so much until I think we had the last six participants. They have all been eliminated, and there was one guy from each team left. Then the match picked up in pace, I think, and got a little more interesting. The first part before that was just it was like transportation for the finale of the match. It wasn't so much of a surprise that the Red Dragon would win this match, and they would continue the split with Adam Cole and Young Bucks. And where will Adam Cole go? Will he support the Red Dragons that he brought to AEW, or will he stay with the Young Bucks where he has a lot of history as well? So that the Red Dragon would win here, and probably the Young Bucks will win next week and at the next Battle Royal. They make it 2 weeks in a row here. Maybe they could have done something else to determine the third participant in the Revolution match, but hey, what the hell? Yeah, like I said, this was more the whole wrestling match was more like the continuation of the Adam Cole story. And then of course we had the story with Adam Cole and Hangman Adam Page when he enters and he steals Adam Cole's story time and makes a promo for their match to the championship at Revolution as well. So a good match. I like that the Red Dragon won. I want to see them in this this tag team championship match. And as I said, probably the Young Bucks will be the third team. On a personal note, I would love to see Santana Ortiz in the future in championships matches with in matches for the championship. I think they have been sidelined a bit. I like to see more of them. I'm not a super big fan of the Dark Order. I haven't been from the start when they were heels, and the story with Hangman Page. And I think Hangman Page should not be with the Dark Order. Hopefully, he will go back to the Young Bucks, and they will make some kind of faction again, the Elite, and feud with the Red Dragon and Adam Cole maybe in the future. My point was, or what I was going to say, was that Johnny Hungy, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds, that part I like, and I really like John Silver. He great wrestling and a great personality, and it is fun to watch. He has that comedy thing that works. Is he a future champion? Maybe not, but I really enjoy watching him on Dynamite and Rampage and so on. So then we get an interview with Bryan Danielson, and he's going to face off with Daniel Garcia. He continues his plans of being a mentor and join up with Moxley. I find this really interesting. Later on, we get to know that they are going to have this match at Revolution because they have to bleed together before they can work together. That match, I think, will be great, and I hope they will form a tag team, Mox and Bryan, and that will be great as well. One thing that I think the AEW does so well that the WWE has been lacking of for the last 5 years or something is the great in-ring promos. When I used to watch a Raw or a SmackDown and they started with a talking segment, a promo, and it was like 10 minutes, but it could even be 30 minutes, and it was so long and not very interesting and funny. But here we have wrestlers like MJF. I can listen to him talk. He can talk for an entire episode, and I'm not getting tired of it. So yeah, and we get a bit of different promo from MJF here, and a wonderful promo, and he really, I was like, oh, he's crying? Is he sad? Is he meaning that? And then CM Punk came in, and he was like, MJF, is this true? And I'm sitting in my couch and watching this, and I'm thinking that myself, MJF, is this true? I really bought into that to the things that MJF said about the bullying and everything. It was a wonderful promo. Then of course he's going to turn heel again, and this is not a babyface turn for him, but it was so good, and I really was getting emotional, and that's what wrestling about. I think for me, it's about getting emotional. It's about getting happy or angry or sad or whatever. And if the wrestlers can deliver that through the TV screen, they have done a great job. So a very good promo, and I'm looking forward to this match between Punk and MJF. The next match we have is Kings of the Black Throne, though Malachi Black and Brody King, versus Pac and Penta Oscuro. Penta, he has a lot of names, Pentagon Jr., Penta Zero, but this version of him, unfortunately, I've never seen that before. But I liked it. I liked the dark aspects of the character, and then the wrestling was not so much different from what he used to do. But I liked the character. I liked the character here. As I said before, this was a match that I was looking forward to a lot, and I really hoped for a very, very good wrestling match. But maybe they saved that for another time. The match was fine. It was good. It was entertaining, and nothing bad about it. There's four excellent wrestlers there, so I hope they will team up again in the future, and we get to see a longer match. And but again, this is more about the build up or the arrival of Buddy Matthews. And after the match, the lights go out in the arena, and they've been teasing about some new member of the House of Black. But then we see Buddy Matthews, formerly known as Buddy Murphy in WWE, and it was like, oh, he's coming for Malachi Black here. I was thrilled for Buddy Matthews versus Malachi Black. Would be awesome matches, but a swerve or whatever we call it, he turned on them, and he turned on Pac and Penta, and he's the third member of the Kings of the Black Throne. I don't think this will last. It will last for a while, of course. But eventually he will break free and turn on Malachi Black, and hopefully they will have an awesome match in the future. But I'm looking forward to see Buddy Matthews in AEW. He's a great wrestler, and another great signing for AEW. I'm not sure how long they can keep continuing signing wrestler after wrestler before I think the card is stacked as it is, but who am I to complain when we have the arrival of Keith Lee and now Buddy Matthews and all the others who has arrived right now, like Adam Cole and Red Dragon and CM Punk, of course. And after this match we have another great segment, great promos, and from Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho, the influencer Chris Jericho. He astounds me, Jericho, that I'm not sure if I really like the influencer character here, but on the other hand, he has a way to renew himself and not get stuck in old characters. He constantly evolves, and he's like a fucking Pokemon. But I love Chris Jericho. He's great, and here I think he makes a great job to get over Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, when he arrived to AEW, he was I didn't know much about him, but I instantly found liking to him. He great promos. I like when he wrestles. This was a great segment between these two, and it will lead up to a match at Revolution, which will hopefully be great. Chris Jericho nowadays, the wrestling, it's good, but how should I say this? The age is getting to him, but he can make nice matches, and I think they will have a great match, and all the story around it will make it good. So looking forward to that. What have we next? We have a qualification match for this Revolution ladder match. Again, it's 10 versus Ricky Starks. I don't have much to say about this match. It's a match. Before I will take Hobbs and Starks and these guys seriously, they have to drop the FTW belt. There are a lot of many great things about AEW, but this FTW shit, I don't know why they have it. It's not relevant. It wasn't relevant when Taz invented it. No, throw it away and make some other thing. They have been pushing 10 a bit lately, and he's a good wrestler. Starks is a good wrestler, but yeah, it was a match. Rick Starks wins and advances to the ladder match, which I thought it was a good pick to choose Starks here, because we have already 4 giants in this match, or is it 3 giants? And we have Wardlow, we have Keith Lee, I forgot the third one, and we have Ricky Starks. Yeah, I make good research for this podcast, that's you hear. Looking forward to that ladder match. That's I have a sweet spot for this. For these gimmick matches. Probably it goes probably because one of the greatest matches of all time for me is the WrestleMania TLC match. Yeah, I like when it gets when it becomes a bit of chaos in the matches. So looking forward to that. We have a backstage segment between Cole and the Red Dragon and the Bucks. And Cole is, he doesn't know where to go. Is it Bucks? Is it Red Dragon? Yeah, they continue this storyline and the split, which is great. We have Jade Cargill versus The Bunny for the TBS Championship match. I don't like Jade. I understand why they put the championship on her, because she's a big, strong woman, but I want to see a big, strong woman who can wrestle, and she can't wrestle. I don't understand why they take. She can be. Maybe she can be good. Maybe she can be even great. But I don't like when they put titles on wrestlers and they are going to learn to wrestle on TV time. So sorry for all the fans out there to Jade Cargill, but no, she's not a good wrestler. Not now. Maybe she will be, and then she can be a champion. She can be a fucking AEW champion if she likes, but she needs to start learn to wrestle before. Yeah, she wins, of course, for the 28th time, and she asks, "Who's next?" Okay, Jade Goldberg, and enters Taya Conti, and they are having a title match at Revolution. Jade Cargill versus Taya Conti. Taya Conti, on the other hand, there we have a wrestler I really like. She's not going to win, of course. Jade's going to win. But yeah, we'll see. We're moving on, and it's time for the main event of AEW Dynamite. It's Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. It's a lot of Daniels here. It's a good match. A lot of grappling, mat-based wrestling. I think Daniel Garcia reminds me of Bryan Danielson. They are similar in many ways. I really like Daniel Garcia. Bryan Danielson, of course, is a great wrestler, so there's nothing to say about him. It's a good match, but as all of this episode has been about the angles and and the forward of storylines. So is this match. Bryan Danielson wins the match, and after the match, 2.0 attacks him, and Jon Moxley comes to the rescue, and we get the Revolution match between Mox and Bryan Danielson, which I really looking forward to. First ever episode of the Swedish Wrestling Podcast in English. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did that, you can support me at patreon.com/swpsupport. You can follow me on Instagram, Fredrik Darosha. I will put all this information in the information for this episode. Thank you everybody for listening. I hope you will tune in for the next episode that is about Rampage. Goodbye.